G'day everyone, it's Dr. Ken here again. Thanks for joining me. And today I want to talk about a topic that's very close to my heart. So I'm probably going to talk at length. So I hope, sit down, grab a bag of popcorn and sit back and enjoy this one. This one is something I've also personally gone through, and I still go through it. I've been through it quite recently, as a matter of fact, and that's the issue of depression. And some of you might have seen I've already got a podcast on my YouTube channel and TikTok about depression and its biological purpose, or its bioevolutionary purpose, and I'm going to expand on that a little bit today as well. But I want to offer a different perspective about how you can profit from it. I know, right? Mind blow. How can I profit from something that is shunned and I feel ashamed about if I experience it? Well, maybe it's because we've got to stop feeling ashamed. Maybe it's because we need to understand, as my previous podcast points out, that it's a normal, natural human experience. And if you don't have episodes or moments of depressed mood in your life, then you are not normal and natural. We can't always be having positive neurochemicals and neurotransmitters between the synaptic clefts in every nerve of our brain as we're thinking through things. As I said in the previous podcast, depression is a group, is a title or a name, a label we give to a group of responses: physical, mental, neurological, chemical responses that follow a significantly fearful event. And that fear doesn't have to be, oh, my life is in danger. It could be my status, it could be my health, it could be just an emotional state where something was threatened. And so when it's like a sugar rush, but it's a different set of hormones involved. And the biological purpose or the evolutionary purpose of depression is to give you time and a state so that your body can heal, as well as prepare and plan so that you don't get hurt again, so that you don't go through those. But a lot of us, we take drugs and it masks those experiences, so we don't know what it is we're meant to do. We're confused, or we don't realize the value that our body is giving us, the value of that time, the downtime. And I'll explain a bit more about that from more of a biological perspective soon, the physiological side of it. That we don't value that downtime, so we shun ourselves, we feel ashamed, we get embarrassed in public, oh, I've got depression, blah, and we demonize ourselves for something that's natural, something that's normal. It's a normal part of the human experience, being a feeling, comparing, compassionate person. So that reason, our bodies, when we have had a significant event, we have we have hormones and other chemicals in our brain that slow us down. One, so that we don't do that dumb thing again, or we don't get ourselves into that problematic situation again. Your heart rate slows down, your biorhythm slows down, everything slows you down, and we perceive that, rightly or wrongly, as a depressed state. Now, I'm going to argue that that's a good thing. I'm going to argue that a depressed state can be a great thing, in fact. I mean, look at it this way. When we push a button, say the start button, we press it. And technically speaking, we press down on that button in order to get things started again, right? We depress that button to get things started. So think about it this way, that depression, the mental state, or that we've labelled all those groups of behaviours and attitudes and responses to a trauma or a threat, we've called it depression. Great, I'm pushing a button for a fresh start. I'm pushing that button down. It is now time for me to plan and prepare and heal and push the new start button, to press that button for a fresh start. A new chapter, a new beginning. Wake up tomorrow, bang, pen to paper, write a plan, right? You depress that pen on that paper. There are so many ways that we could revalue and re-understand the term or the word depression, and all that history of embedded meaning in that word. Why do we have to demonize ourselves when we hear the word depressed? When you make an embossed print, that's depressed. When you push down on anything, when you sign your name on a piece of paper and then rub it out, you've got a mark on that paper. You have depressed on that paper. You've left your imprint on that piece of paper. Where else do you leave your imprint? Where else have you depressed yourself and left your mark? Why can't we reinvent for ourselves that's meaningful to your experience in your life? Why can't we reinvent ourselves with a new definition of an old word? Why do we have to stick to the paradigm of the dominant models out there? Sure, you know that if you're going to talk to a psychologist or a counsellor or a social worker or even your GP, and the only dictionary they have ever learnt from is the medical model dictionary, be it psychology or be it physiology. And so for them, they've been trained to define depression as a negative thing. Oh yeah, it's bad to be depressed. It's bad to be in a state of healing. It's bad to be in a state of preparation and planning and thinking and strategizing. I don't agree with that. Maybe I'm a renegade, maybe I'm a rebel, as I've also got this training in my background too, nearly 40 years of it, across several degrees. But look, I think I want to bust that paradigm. I want to bust out of that system, and I want people to realize that depression doesn't need to be overwhelming, that you can depress the button on a fresh start, but you understand what your body is telling you to do. Understand why you are going through this shutdown period. Now, those in the construction industry will know exactly what I mean. The shutdown period, but think of your body as that work site. Think of your body as that area that now has to go into remodeling for improved efficiency, new strategies around how to get the most out of the system, the most out of the product, the most out of the place. Your body, your mind should not need to operate any differently. Depression is like a temporary shutdown. It's not permanent. And I'm sure different people who are in different industries will have different terms for it, but it pretty much means the same thing. So let's re-understand ourselves and re-understand what depression means to you. It doesn't have to be demonic. It doesn't have to be a bad thing. It is your body's way of communicating with you to say, hey, let's formulate a fresh start here. Let's get that start button ready, and let's get ready to depress it. Pause and start again. But you cannot press the pause button unless you push down on it. So yes, there's pressure involved. What's another word for pressure? Stress. Bingo. Because it means you have to change what you're doing. And that's why your body goes through these physiological and mental changes beyond your cognitive control. It forces you to slow down. You don't have that choice. It's not your control. And this freaks so many people out. Oh my God, I'm going through depression. I've got no control over the way I think and feel. It's not up to you. Your body is telling that part of your mind that I'm doing what's best for you. I've got you. We together have got this, but you need to work with me. Slow down. Press pause. Have a look around you. What got you into this situation to begin with? Was it some poor choices you made a week ago, a year ago, 10 years ago, just 5 minutes ago? Was it somebody else's poor choices? Do we need to reevaluate our connection with those people or that person? Is it our behavior? Is it our own attitude and our own structural thinking that got us into this situation? There is a myriad of different ways to look at what is the purpose and the meaning behind depression. Stop demonizing yourself. You are not a demon. It is not the demon within you. Understanding why the body tells you to slow down is key to this, and you don't have to embrace it, but just sit back, understand that this is my time to formulate a fresh start. My body is giving me time. It's making me take time to start again. How many people, I mean, put your hand up or just put a comment down. How many of you have been through a situation like this before? And now on retrospect, look back and say, yeah, as a matter of fact, it was valuable for me because my life changed. Because I started again. I had a fresh start. I had a new belief. I had a new feeling. I had confidence come back. I was able to formulate a new strategy that said, you can do this, or you can do something different and be good at it, or do it a different way, but still get where you want to go. Hands up. No? Drop your story in the comments. Love to hear from you. What about, do you, if you yourself haven't been through that yet, I say yet because there's a good chance you may. What about, do you know anybody else that's done that? Anyone else that's had a jolt, a real bang to their belief system, or what they thought they were doing, and they thought they were doing the right thing with the right people in the right place, and that came back as a smack in the face, and they had that period of depression, and then they got through it, but they got through it and came out the other end even stronger. That's fantastic. Look, when I hear some of my patients and clients and they say to me, Dr. Ken, I'm going through hell, I say, great, don't stop. Through is the key word. Through. It means momentum, it means motivation, but it also means planning. It's like a labyrinth down there. And you're like Tarzan swinging through the gates of hell. Eventually the devil's going to step aside when he sees and hears you coming and say, are you back again? And you're going to be saying, yeah mate, another trip, and this time I'm going to probably grab a soul or two as I come back out this way. So just stay there, I won't be long. And you will have navigated your way around that labyrinth of hell so much you know your way. So don't stop. Keep going through the situation you're in. And that's what depression is about. To help you get through, to plan the labyrinth, to lay down the markers so the next time you know where you're going. You follow the markers. It's like, yeah, I know where I'm going. I've been here before. Each time you become more familiar with it. Each time. And then you start teaching other people how to get through it. Each time you go through it, you're learning how to teach others. And as I said, this is a very personal topic to me because now I'm in a position where I've been through hell so often, I actually kind of get off the swing as I'm getting through the gate, sit down and have a cup of tea with the devil and say, mate, how's life been for you? What you been doing the last millennia? Now, you know, we get on, we have an understanding. We have an understanding. That's cool. That's good. Right? And you can do the same thing. We finish a cup of tea and I say to Beelzebub or Satan or whatever word you might use, I say, all right, mate, I'll catch you in a little while. I'll be coming back again. And he goes, Ken, I hate you the most because you save the most, or you inspire the most, or whatever words he might use, or you might use yourselves. He says, but bugger you, but you know, mate, we're a good team. I said, you're absolutely right, mate. It's all about balance. It's all about balance. And this world's not getting any easier. So, re-understanding the mood you're in, the purpose of those moods. Nature doesn't give you anything by accident. These groups of emotions, behavioural responses to a trauma or a threat or a bad experience that we've labelled as depression, and the other one is anxiety, same philosophy, same principle, different word. Those two words have a purpose in our lives, to give us courage, to give us focus, to give us grounding, to get us to where we want and need to be. Please stop demonizing yourself when you hear the word depression. It's that society these days is trying to extinguish positivity. And if we are too positive, well, that's a problem too. All of a sudden, you're not allowed to be upbeat and positive. It's like, yeah, you're a weirdo. Right, so all of you listening, look, please, if you've had an experience and you feel confident sharing it, drop it in the comments. Drop something. If you've got a website, if you've got a YouTube channel and it's up there, share the link. Let's share amongst all of us. How did you overcome that mood or that state that's been labelled as depression? What would you call it? There's a great one. Put it down there. What would you call what you experience when you're in a low state? Anyway, I've got to get back on the road because I've got places to go and things to do and people to inspire, and look, pay it forward. If this inspires you, share it with somebody else. Share it amongst all your friends and family and the people you really care about. The people you care about who might also be struggling with these downers. Medication, let me point out, and I'll finish on this note, medication has its place. The pharmacology has its place. If you are very problematic, if you're a risk to yourself and other people, then yes, you need to be medicated. Until you can stabilize yourself, stabilize the processes going there, when you actually grasp the full understanding of why you're going through what you're, not just what it is, but why it is. When you can understand why, then you can start forming those strategies, getting that plan, and preparing yourself if it happens again, but hopefully planning that it doesn't. Have a think about it. As again, drop your comments. If you like what you see on this channel, please subscribe to it, share it with your friends, and the ones you care about. All right. Anyway, got to go for now. I'll catch you on the flip side. Dr. Ken out.